You've turned down plans before and felt that unexpected wave of relief. Instead of guilt, it felt like pressure dissolving from your chest. Then, almost immediately, you questioned yourself. Shouldn't you want to go? Shouldn't you feel bad? There's nothing wrong with you. That lightness isn't laziness or avoidance dressed up as preference. It's your nervous system relaxing. It's your body signaling that it needed less, not more. But we live in a culture that subtly treats solitude like a red flag. If you genuinely enjoy your own company, people assume there must be a backstory, attachment wounds, social anxiety, unresolved trauma. And yes, sometimes that's part of it, but not always. Sometimes a person simply processes better alone, thinks more clearly, recovers faster, feels more authentic without constant interaction. Maybe the real issue isn't whether solitude is healthy or unhealthy. Maybe it's why we insist it must be one extreme or the other. Picture someone, call her Maya, late 20s, social, competent, generally well-liked. No major issues with confidence. Yet whenever a group vacation or big social event gets scheduled, she feels a slow, creeping tension days beforehand. She still goes. Canceling feels like failing some unspoken test. But afterward, she's drained in a way sleep doesn't repair. For years, she assumes she's lacking something, like there's a more outgoing version of herself she hasn't unlocked yet. It never occurs to her that she might simply be wired differently. Research on highly sensitive individuals suggests that a significant minority of people process sensory and emotional input more deeply. Not more dramatically, more thoroughly. Their brains run more background processing during social interactions. More data, more interpretation, more internal analysis. That extra processing requires recovery time. So when someone like Maya needs a few quiet days after heavy socializing, it's not antisocial behavior. It's energy regulation. She's recalibrating. Yet she'll likely apologize for it, because we've internalized a narrative that equates constant availability with health. Humans are social beings. That part is true. Studies on loneliness show that prolonged, unwanted isolation activates the brain's threat systems in ways similar to physical pain. We need connection, but that doesn't automatically translate into needing continuous interaction. There's an important distinction between forced isolation and chosen solitude. Research on voluntary time alone suggests that when people intentionally withdraw for reflection, their mood often improves, and they return to social spaces more grounded. The operative word is chosen. Isolation imposed on you can be damaging. Solitude selected by you can be restorative. Somehow, we've blurred those categories. We see someone dining alone and feel pity. We hear someone decline an invitation and assume sadness. Our cultural script equates presence with wellness and absence with deficiency. People who prefer quiet often internalize that script. They overextend themselves socially just to seem normal. Over time, that performance can create a subtle but persistent fatigue. You attend events you don't have energy for. You fill silence that didn't need filling. You answer calls when your capacity is already stretched. Eventually, you might attribute your exhaustion to work or busyness. Rarely do you ask whether you've been living slightly misaligned with your natural rhythm. When you stop framing solitude as a flaw, something shifts. Time alone becomes access. Access to your own thinking, your values, your unfiltered reactions. It's where intuition clarifies and unprocessed emotions finally surface. Quiet isn't empty. It's spacious. Maya discovered this accidentally in her early 30s. A weekend opened up unexpectedly, and instead of filling it, she let it remain open. She cooked slowly, read without interruption, sat long enough to actually hear her thoughts. She later described it as feeling present in her own life again rather than performing it. People who are at ease alone, truly at ease, not withdrawn, often develop strong internal clarity. They form opinions before entering a room. They're comfortable disagreeing because they've already examined their stance privately. That internal dialogue fosters cognitive independence. But solitude isn't automatically virtuous. It can also become camouflage for avoidance. There's a difference between restoring yourself and hiding from discomfort. Restoration feels renewing. Avoidance eventually feels flat, like relief that slowly turns into numbness. If you've ever spent extended time alone, and emerged feeling more disconnected rather than refreshed, that's useful information too. Not condemnation, just awareness. Those who navigate solitude well don't turn it into an identity. They aren't defined by being loners. They move inward intentionally, then re-engage. They treat solitude like maintenance, something that keeps them regulated enough to show up authentically. Because real intimacy requires presence, and presence requires not being chronically depleted in a world engineered to capture attention and make stillness uncomfortable. Choosing undistracted time alone is almost rebellious. Entire platforms are designed to eliminate boredom, to keep you scrolling, to make silence feel unnatural. So if canceled plans felt like relief, if you've always felt most grounded in quiet spaces, that doesn't automatically make you exceptional or flawed. It means your system has preferences. It communicates in sensations before it communicates in words. The real cost isn't preferring solitude. It's apologizing for it endlessly, defending it, masking it, never allowing yourself to actually benefit from it. If something here resonated, not just intellectually, but in that subtle way where you felt recognized, then pay attention to that. It's information about how you function best. Solitude isn't a diagnosis. It's a tool. And like any tool, its value depends on how consciously you use it.